When Martin Redrado, former governor of Argentina's central bank, landed the job inheriting a nation shocked by a lengthy recession, spiking inflation and depleted reserves and a national bond default. Well, the ex-governor joins me now in the studio. First of all, welcome. Thank you very much indeed for coming in to talk to us today. Let's start off with talking a little bit about what's happening in Argentina at the moment. You stepped down over a dispute about using foreign currency, your own currency reserves to pay off foreign investors. How do you assess the state of Argentina's economy at the moment?
Well, it's basically trying to draw the division between using the central bank money to back public finances. And basically, I believe that there should be a strong division between monetary policy and financing the government. Unfortunately, the government is thinking that by printing money, they will get back the will of the population that they have lost in the prior election. So at this point, what you have is growth coming back after a period of recession last year, but inflation are also picking up because of the taking over of the central bank, which they didn't go along with.
Yeah, I mean, the inflation figures sound huge, a 35% wage increase in food workers. I mean, how can that be sustained?
Well, that cannot be sustained, and unfortunately, if the government continues to print money thinking that they are going to buy the will of the population, they are going to find a very significant downturn in next year's election.
No, the concern, of course, for foreign investors is that they do want to know that they are able to be paid, and presumably that's where the dispute arose, because the your reserves were needed to do that. Is there an assurance for foreign investors that they can be paid in Argentina?
Well, let me tell you that after going through default in 2001, Argentina doesn't want to go through that painful experience again, not only for what had happened, for the reputation and the credibility worldwide, but for the pain that the population took within Argentina. More than 25% unemployment, a lot of people going below the poverty line. So clearly Argentina will do whatever it takes in order to basically fulfill its foreign obligations.
Right. Now, let's look at the Eurozone a little bit, because the experiences that you had in Argentina maybe echo what's happening at the moment in the Eurozone. Do you see many parallels between the state that Argentina was in 2001 and what's happening in Greece and indeed elsewhere in Europe today?
Argentina is in no position to give a recommendation on financial management, but
sometimes bad experiences can help.
Yeah, as an economist, I can tell you that what we would like, or I would like to see, is more liability management in the case of Greek debt. That is to say, market-friendly, rescheduling, and basically using the guarantees, the balance sheet of the European Central Bank, of the IMF, in order to lower the burden of that debt and lengthen the maturities. I think that more encapsulated, more focused solution on the debt situation would be also more implementable and more palatable by the market. The market is asking, are these fiscal measures going to be really implemented? The pain that it is going to suffer, and in particular Europeans feel that these are acquired rights. So until we find a more definite solution, it seems that weakening the euro and fiscal adjustment are not being good enough in order to solve the European crisis.
Now, Argentina, of course, has the ability to devalue its currency. That's not something that Greece, Ireland, Spain, there's quite a lot of places in Europe that would like to do that now. Can you see them leaving the Eurozone, or would you even recommend that they did?
Not at this point. Probably that will be the last resort. But I think that this is a case for all of Latin America. After living with experience of a fixed exchange rate, all of the region has exchange rate flexibility, and that has given the region the capacity to adapt more easily. And as you know, Latin America is emerging as a beacon of stability and of growth worldwide, probably second after Asia in the emerging world. So I don't think that countries like Greece or Spain will leave the euro. That will be the last resort. Probably first they will have to streamline their debt, do some fiscal adjustment, and then if that doesn't work, maybe that is the last resort.
And after Argentina's experiences, you wouldn't consider that a default was even a last resort option?
No. Default is not an option. So you should do whatever it takes to avoid default.
Martin, thank you very much indeed for joining us today. Pleasure.